Send him the link, babe.
We are live. Let me see here. Let me make sure, Kimmy. We're live, sister.
Hey. Hey. We are so excited about today. I'm about to blow your mind, like in a really crazy way, but I'm not going to do it yet. I'm going to tease you a little bit. I'm going to turn it to Sarah because we have a guest speaker today.
Yes.
He wants to share something. We also have Dr. Jeff Donahue on today. He's now a huge advocate of the lasers. And so this is our weekly laser call. And I have to say, I'm probably one of the biggest fans of this technology because it literally changed my life. So Sarah, I'll turn it to you and then you turn it back to me and then I'll kind of share this big news.
That's right. Matt, we have a special guest this morning, y'all. He's part of the Cocoa Vita family and the laser family as well. And he got to spend some time this weekend, him and his beautiful wife in Florida with Kim and Tibor. And Kimmy shot him up with the laser. And so Matt, can you share your story? Because you have an incredible story. I had to have everybody hear it.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, guys. And I'm super excited. So when I was 19, I jumped off a 2.5-story balcony and broke both my ankles. I have 2 plates and 4 screws in my right ankle. Doctors literally told me it was the worst that they'd ever seen in Wilmer's, where I get in Minnesota here. And they also told me I would never walk again. So thank you that I have a good physical therapist and God granted me the grace to walk again. But ever since I was 19, which was 20 years ago, I walked with a hobble, a limp, severe arthritis, just scar tissue everywhere. So my ankle would literally lock up on me and it was excruciating pain. So my wife and I got a quick getaway and we met up with Kim and Tibor, which was a fun time. And Kim's like, well, let me zap your ankle real quick. We're out on the boat. So I'm like, all right. I think it was on there for like 5-10 minutes. And then we ended up jumping off and going to shore for a minute. And even in that 5 minutes, there was a drastic difference. I was going into it hopeful, hey, maybe it'll get rid of some of the pain. And my pain factor, like on 0 to 10, was like a 9.59 every single day, constant. So even after that first 5 minutes, it was a relief. I was still wow factor. So then we went to dinner and then we went to some other friends' houses and we're just sitting there. And she's like, hey, let me do it again on your ankle. So she moved it around a few different spots. And I'm not even kidding, probably a half hour sitting there, I stood up and it's the first time in 21 years that I could bend my ankle. I have mobility. And not only is the pain alleviated, I still have a little bit just because we didn't hit all the spots, but it went from a 9.5 down to like a 3. It's incredible. My kids, so I own a lawn care company. We own a bounce house business where we have like a 6,000 square foot room with 6 bounce houses in it. My kids are always like, Dad, come jump with me. Come jump with me. The only time I get in those bounce houses is to clean them because the pain is so severe and my ankle isn't stable. My kids freaked out the other day because I was in the jump house jumping with them. They were seriously, I think they're more excited than I was. So I'm always on my feet, always on my ankles. And so I'm really excited for this summer to have no pain. I might even try wakeboarding again.
That is incredible, Matt. I mean, to change the quality of your life, you can go outside and play ball with your kids. I know you and I were talking yesterday, just the simple stuff of throwing ball with them, or you couldn't do, right?
Nope.
No.
I could throw a ball, but I'd have to hobble if I dropped it. I'd have to hobble, it'd take forever. Every Sunday we play beanbag toss. And the kids would get annoyed because it takes me forever to kind of like brace myself to bend over to pick up the bean bags. Now they're excited because I'll be able to do it right away with them.
Right. They got their dad back, right? How incredible is that? Yeah. Yep. I love that. And that's what Microlight is in the business of doing, is changing people's lives. Just look at that. 20 minutes changed your life for a 21-year problem. So this laser isn't like all the other lasers if you're watching. And Matt, that was amazing. Thank you for sharing that story. Kimmy, I'm going to turn it back over to you because we got some exciting news for y'all.
Yeah, well, I want to turn it to you, Jeff. I mean, you're now opening some incredible doors for a Microlight laser technology. And, this is, his story is what we'll see many times over. And I'm one of those. I'd love you to add a few words to that.
Absolutely. We got to thank this guy. He's on my top left with Mike Barber for bringing this to us, because it's truly changing people's lives. We have a guy. So I have some IV clinics in the area, and Mike came over, and we're putting the laser, which is unique and proprietary. You know, we can talk all the science, which Dr. Christina did an amazing job of that last time. So if you guys want to know all the science, because we're going to speak more practical here today, because all these stories are just so uplifting. But nonetheless, so Mike came, brought some lasers, and we have a guy that's got bad wrist pain for years, literally. And I'm walking in, I say, hey, what's going on? And I won't say names, but put it on his wrist. And I came back, he said, Doc, look at this, look at this. Like, he couldn't bend his wrist for years. And in one session, he did it again because he got so excited. He goes, Doc, I've not had pain like this in my entire life in the last 5 years. And you know, I'm always, you know, we don't learn this stuff in medical school, so I'm always a little bit skeptical. And story after story after story. I have personal stories. I played soccer my entire life, and you know, I'm not the biggest guy around, so I would get tossed on the ground a lot. And so I have hip and knee and shoulder. You pick a joint, I got pain in it. So let me just try this one particular spot. So I do it I have an elbow issue. And, you know, I'm watching TV and just no big deal, have it on there. Till the TV's done, I say, oh, let me take this thing off. I say, oh my gosh, what is this? Like, the pain's gone. So, you know, you just hear story after story after story of this proprietary laser that we have our hands on now. That's literally, I mean, I believe in it now so much, we're putting it in all our IV clinics. I mean, it's going to change people's lives. We get an IV, great, but now you're going to come out of there with your trigger points being released, your tennis elbow, your knee pain, your Achilles tendon. So we have a whole protocol that, through Mike's help, we're going to put together on our IV clinics. Not only give people the energy and the immune support they need IV wise, now we have this, and we're going to combine it with a CBD product, which is going to offer another layer of pain and inflammation. I mean, the sky's the limit on how many people we're going to help with this thing. So I have one. I'll give you one more because it's a personal one to me. My wife has rheumatoid arthritis, as you guys some may or not know, daily pain. One session on her wrist, and pain's gone. Now it may go to a different area, but pain's gone. One session. How can that be, Mike? What's going on here? I love it so much, but we know on the science side that inflammation's lower. We know edema's lower. You know, your body's draining out these toxins. We know the mitochondria, the energy sources of the cells, they're making nitric oxide, which dilates vessels and removes all these toxins. We know all that science, but when you see it practically from something that looks like this, and this is going to help me, it's really amazing. It's shocking. It's revolutionary. The beauty of it too, you know, and one of the edicts in medicine is do no harm. We can do no harm. You can't hurt anybody, and we're going to hurt nobody, and we're going to get results in a scientific manner. The answer is yes. Mike and I met with the president of the Georgia College of Chiropractic, the president. He's so convinced he's going to present this to 2,500 of his doctors upcoming short. Mike's coming back. We're going to put it to all the interns in Life University, because we all believe in this now. They've seen the evidence. We know the evidence. The science was already there. Mike just needed a voice to make this happen. And Kim and T-Board, Sarah, Dustin come along, and they're going to take this thing to the next level. So I'm just glad to be a part of it. Really, it's truly amazing. Right, Mike?
We're honored, Jeff, that you've now got in front of the light and now see your own experiences and being able to touch people, because we know how busy you are. So it was really important that you could see this firsthand as a physician, and really one who should be going into everything a little skeptical until you prove it out. And that's a good doctor. Back over to you, Mike. I know you're probably chomping at the bit to say something. I'm over here trying to not to bawl with Matt's testimony. Oh my goodness. Well, rival in here. Go ahead, Mike.
Dr. Jeff, thank you for the update. And what was interesting is that person that treated his wrist, you know, before you got there, happens to be an RN who's, you know, not a stranger to pain and suffering and things like that. That was what was kind of interesting.
Right. And never seen this technology before, and very, you know, as we all are, you go into it a little bit, is this really going to work for me? And I, after you left, Mike, you didn't know this, but he had 3 people in the back he was treating in the back for their illnesses. Yeah. So it's just because he was so blown away by it all. Yeah, fantastic.
It's all about the science, Doc. I give all the credit to the Japanese that discovered it. I was deep enough into the class 4 world of lasers that I understood their science and brought it to America and got a patent. And, now we're 20 years later and we renewed the patent using CBD oil. I know enough about CBD oil, although I can't even spell cannabinoids, but I know enough about CBD oil that the word ionophoresis is a very interesting word. You might want to talk a minute or two about that.
Yeah, we're with the laser, we're able to, there's a gradient between positive and negative in the skin and to the tissues underneath. And through this gradient that the laser provides, we're able to push this CBD into the tissues 1 to 2 inches or so, up to 4. I've seen in some of the talks that Dr. Filner does. But by providing CBD in that layer, you're getting an added benefit of inflammation, anti-inflammatory effect, pain relief on the C fibers. So you put the two together, again, a whole nother level. And I've done it with and without. I believe with is CBD is better. So, we're trying to make that available to all the people that are, we get in contact with, because I think that does give another anti-inflammatory layer. And I know the chiropractors, they all want this because even in Georgia, they have no prescriptive authority, but CBD has medicinal-like effect. And now we have a laser that's medicinal-like and CBD medicinal-like, again, not to cure diseases, as Sarah mentioned earlier, but we are seeing treatment of an anti-inflammatory effect, pain relief, no doubt on all those fronts. CBD just adds another layer of benefit to the laser itself. So yeah, we can't wait as Coco Vita, we can't wait as Microlight Laser to put these two together. I think we have a great symbiotic relationship for sure.
So Mike, I get a lot of questions all the time. That was amazing, Jeff. I think it's the value we have is trying to get very complicated information to the average person to understand how this technology works. One of the questions I get a lot, Mike, can the average person own this laser? And is there some way that they could help their friends maybe even start their own business with this laser?
Well, the short answer is yes. I mean, I get a call about once a week from a doc, around the country. Mr. Barber, how hard is it to use your laser? And I said, Doc, my grandkids treat themselves when they come over on the weekends. So, and in 22 years, we've not had one adverse reaction report for anybody. I mean, by law, we have to do that if somebody complains that they've had a problem. But we've had zero, none. So it's
to say that in medicine, that's a huge undertaking, to have zero adverse effects. I mean, go pick any drug on the formulary of any hospital or any pharmacy and look at all the side effects. And we can say that with this, there's no side effects, and the benefit far outweighs there is no risk. The benefit is amazing. So I agree, Sarah. I mean, and Kim, I think someone having this personally, yes. Why would you not? Sprained ankle, pull a hamstring, you hurt your back, you get a migraine, which is the other thing I use it for, is migraine headaches. Unbelievable difference.
So I get another question too. Does someone have to be certified to be able to use the laser? And let's say someone bought the laser and said, I want to be able to use this, I want to be able to treat people. Do they need to be certified, or they need to be a physician to do that?
Well, the short answer is no. You can, you can go on Amazon or Google or eBay, and you could buy class 4 lasers down to laser pointers and treat yourself all day long. A class 4 laser is acting like a blowtorch. I don't advise you to do that. And a class 3A laser is a laser pointer, and that has little or no effect. But of the 20,000 lasers we've sold over the last 20 years, probably half of them have been to patients.
Oh, wow. Okay. So there is a OSHA certification, but it's not necessarily required. You just recommend that, right?
Recommended for facilities, much like what Dr. Donahue's organization, just for, just
another layer of protection.
Just be on the side, somebody, heaven forbid, they trip, they fall, whatever. I mean, I have a bizarre story. 10 years ago, a building burns down someplace up in New Hampshire or someplace up there. And they called me and they said, Mr. Barber, your laser started to fire. And I'm thinking, that's virtually impossible. And so we had to investigate it. And along the story was the laser was in the closet in the box, but because the doctor owned a laser, anyway, you just never know. You never know.
It's very safe. Very safe. Yes.
Yeah, that's amazing. So we really want to be able to make sure that people understand that the average person can purchase it, the average person can buy one, and then we have some big news at the end. But they can buy one for their home, which I have a vision that everyone should have one for their home. And then also, you can actually start a business with this model, this technology, and be able to begin to help people with relief. And so my case, I had TMJ. My case, I had similar to Matt, which I'm trying not to bawl my eyes out when I hear his testimony, because it's just amazing. Like, I'm just like blown away, because I was one of those people that no one told me about this. And when I treated my ankle and got immediate results after 9 years of suffering, and here's Matt with 20 years, and here we are, just you hear the testimony. So there may be a solution for you. You may be one of those people. If you're listening to this video, this audio on Facebook or wherever, or someone shared it with you, it's because they care. Share it with somebody else. Let them know about this technology. Let them try it and see if it works for them. And it's definitely worth a try. What I have seen has been mind blowing. And so I know Sarah, you wanted to add a few comments here too.
Yeah, absolutely. I have one here that I use in my home, and like Mike, like you said, we use it on a daily basis. For sports, from shin splints to Ethan's the quarterback of the football team, and so they started practicing a couple months ago. And his shoulder, every night he comes home, it's the same routine. He gets the laser, and we use it, and it's what's keeping him mobile and his arm working good. I mean, he's been tackled so many times. So this laser here it saved us so many trips to the emergency room, co-pays, you guys, I can't even tell you. So I feel blessed to be a part of this journey and even know about this laser. Marta, I wanted to jump over to you because she sent me a picture this morning, you guys, that was just incredible. And Marta, I know you use the laser and you also use some CBD on it. I'm going to share the screen so people can see. Are you able to talk about that for a second?
Yes, sure. So this happened a couple, maybe a week ago, maybe two, I'm not sure. But anyway, so my best friend's daughter got bitten by their dog, and they went to the ER, first of all, and got it cleaned out by doctors, physicians. And the day after, about approximately 20 hours after, as you see, I went there with my laser and my CBD. I'm like, let me look at it, see what the laser can do and what the CBD, the antiphrases, can do for you. And as you see, I have marked out with a marker on her arm just to make sure it didn't spread anymore. And we did the laser and we did the CBD, and both on the wound and also, orally, I don't know.
Yes.
And the day after, 36 hours after her gotten bitten, she came to my house, and you can see that the inflammation or the sepsis has spread out more. And I was a bit worried at that point, of course. And I told him, maybe you should go back to the doctors. And then I made the same thing again with the CBD and the laser. And as you see, 39 hours, that's not even 2 hours after the laser and the CBD treatment. And you see the change of her arm, right?
Yes.
And then she got back home with her family, and I'm like, have a look at it and make sure it's not getting worse. And then I had a call approximately 65 hours she gotten bitten, and I got that picture that is went down furthermore because of that. And we did more laser and CBD the day after that, or the same day. So
I mean, the picture speaks for itself.
It does. It does.
Wow. It is incredible. Thank you for sharing this for us and being a huge advocate.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow, that's awesome, March. I know you're one of those laser angels. Who can I treat?
Like that.
It's true, Mike. We have laser angels.
Oh, I had a question that came in, Kimmy.
Yeah.
So PAX, the training, I believe, is free to get OSHA certified, correct?
No, there's a charge for the OSHA certified. I want to say it's like $39, $49, right? Yeah, okay. It's right around there. So that and then you'll have a certificate as well. You can hang it on your wall if you're gonna open up your own, physical therapist or whatever clinic you want to open up, or even just a small office.
So minimal cost. Okay, that's perfect. $39 or $49. That was a great question to get OSHA certified. And then another question that I have, also somebody wants to know, how do you use the laser for farm animals, horses, relief like that? And I know that you can use that. It works just as well on animals. I've used it on my dog. When her hip acts up, it flares up from time to time and she's walking back in no time. So somebody that has horses, well, what would you say, Mike, Dr. Donahue?
I'll let Dr. Donahue go first.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it's big in the vet world. One of my best friends is a veterinarian, and I was telling him about this. He hasn't used this technology, but he's about to. And they use cold lasers in their world all the time. It's non-painful. Obviously, it works. It's the same. You're 99.9% genetically the same. So it absolutely will work for them, and does not affect them in a negative way. Again, do no harm. It does no harm. Anti-inflammatory effect. Their hips, their ankles, where they get pain and inflammation all the time. Absolutely.
So Jeff, is it the same kind of as humans, where the animals get trigger points as well?
Well, they get all of it, but they also have a lot of elbow, shoulder inflammation. That's the big thing in the farm animals and in horses and all, and trigger points as well. You've seen the chiropractic videos where they go in and adjust them. So all the same modalities, we use for them as we can for us. Particularly with a laser like this, where again, you're not going to hurt them.
Right.
The only thing I would add to that, Sarah, is that when it's been used on the animals, turn the beeping off. It bugs them.
Yeah.
I turn the beeping off for myself as well, Mike.
I do too. Yeah, I do too.
I don't know if anybody else experiences this. And Jeff, it goes back to even what we were talking before on the doctor call. But whenever I use the laser, it relaxes my entire body. It puts me in almost like a calm coma. And it's funny because when Ethan uses it, a lot of times after he uses it, he'll just go right to sleep. And he'll be like, so sometimes if he needs to use the laser, I don't want to use it now because it makes me so relaxed. I go to sleep. I'll use it when
it's also because you're finally, that stress response we talked about earlier, you're finally calming down and you're sitting still for 5 minutes. When's the last time you've done that today, Sarah? Probably not at all. So taking time for that 7 to 15 minutes doing the cycles, it's very calming to your cortisol, which is going to help the anti-inflammatory effect. So it all works together.
Yes, we're just in love with the laser. Mike, thank you for bringing.
We have 5 minutes. Yes. I have to share what's happening.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
Mind blown. Okay, ready? Jeff, you got to hear this. Ready? So Mike texted me last night and says, listen, I want to throw out a deal for Cocoa Vida. And he said, what would you like? And I said, well, I don't know, but I would think maybe we could do some, if you could do financing. And he responds, done. Okay. So listen, this is crazy. Mike did this before and we sold tons of lasers. So let me break this down for you. He's offering normally, let's say with this, it's a paddle and a probe. Let's go for an example, a paddle and probe in the unit. So that is normally $69.95. Mike's gonna, for Cocoa Vida, he's knocking off 1,000. So there's that. So he's giving us that for $59.95. That means anyone can order and own a laser from home for $59.95, but it doesn't end there. He's offering only $1,500 down, and he'll finance the rest for 12 months, no interest, no credit check. Boom, chakalaka, right, Jeff?
Wow.
That's amazing.
What got into you?
Kimmy, I have a question about that. Somebody
that
would want to start a business and start sharing this with others. The laser would be tax deductible. Yes.
The 179 tax credit. Yeah.
Yes.
You have a 179 tax credit. So yes, you can write it off. And so we were thinking, I was kind of doing the math last night because I'm a little bit of a numbers person. I hate math, but I like numbers. So we were thinking, if you just did 2 treatments a day, that's an average person just bought this and wanted a little extra income, side gig or whatever, that they love helping people, they could actually treat people, let's say 2 treatments a day, Jeff. And he only, let's say they only charge like $30. Per treatment, which I know most doctors charge $75.
Yeah.
Let's say they charge $30 and it's 2 treatments. That would actually earn them an extra $2,000 a month. So, I mean, this is a game changer for anyone who's been looking at this technology. This is a May special, and Mike is like going all in with us. And I appreciate Mike. We're so grateful to have your partnership with us and your trust, and as well as you, Dr. Donahue. You are like a wealth of information. We love you guys both. Mike, I'll let you close it out. If there's anything else you want to say about the special, there is an application. You have to get information, and for Mike's team to have it, it's required on his end. And those applications came through today. So if you're interested, let us know. We'll get you an application over. So we'll get it over to Microlight and we'll get moving. Go, Mike. You're up to close it out.
We got a Europe question.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. Europe.
What about Europe with this deal? That's the question.
I'll agree to finance Europe. Yeah.
Oh, there you go, Marta. Marta's whole face just changed. If we see her disappear on the screen, she's already calling people.
Marta! Yes, it's crazy. Okay, Mike, want to close out?
Well, first of all, thank you, Kim, for inviting me today. And I think it's incredible, the launch of Cocoa Vida. I mean, you guys have worked morning, noon, and night for the last 12 months or more. And I want to thank Dr. Donahue. What an incredible organization that he has over there in Woodstock and then Kennesaw, but all around Georgia, all around Alabama and Louisiana. And Doc, look forward to working with you. And how about that dinner with Dr. Krantz?
I know, right?
It's been a long time that I've been to a dinner with a customer that picked up the bill.
Yeah, they were so excited about the technology. They paid for it all. So yeah, it's gonna be great things coming for all things Cocoa Vida and microlasers. So thank you, Microlight. Thank you guys all for being here today, and Kim for heading this. And yeah, really so exciting. So, and what a deal, Mike. I can't believe that. Yeah, I need to renegotiate.
I think Marta left and she's calling people already.
I think so.
I saw her face change and then her picture just she's already calling people.
That's true. I mean, literally, Jeff, he told me the promotion. I sold 3 in like the next hour. 3. So I was like, done, sold. And I was like, I'm just getting started. Yeah. So thank you, Mike. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, everybody. Sarah, anything you want to say before we close?
No, love and appreciate.
Tune in for the Metaverse show is next. Woohoo!
See y'all later. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Okay,
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Jeff.